Hey y'all, Gavin here. This past weekend, I ended up winning my locals in the Typhon Sleeve tournament. These sleeves are actually really nice. Shout out to Konami for finally giving out better pricing at locals. This has been fantastic, and honestly, Typhon's one of my favorite cards, so I'm glad I was able to get this. I haven't posted in a while because I'm gonna be real. I've been washed, I've been getting cooked, haven't really been enjoying the game, but I was able to step back in and played Yummy Mitsu. I was not a big believer of this deck at first. I kept trying it out, and I eventually came back to a list after taking a break from this that I ended up really enjoying. So let's hop right into it. The Yummies, you want to play 9. So I'm playing 2 Lollipo, 1 Cookie, 3 Grand Chancellor Mao, and 3 Cupsy. So these 2 are obviously the best, so there's no reason to play any less than 3. The reason why you play 2 Lollipo and 1 Cookie is that Lollipo, in my opinion, just has better all-around interactions in the format than Cookie does. Being able to take out Lupus, being able to hit your opponent's Mitsu cards, being able to just like snipe out stuff from the graveyard. It's been very, very good. Cookie's also very good, being able to like lower something by 1,000 or pop, and you can always get it set up. But sometimes having this one more alive in your hand is just a little bit better. Of course, it's only like a 10-11% chance better to open it, but it's still enough that you want to see it. You also kind of want to play a little bit more. Like, I see some people playing 8, but I like playing the 9 simply because if you see a Yummy or 2 Yummies, you're just at a better advantage than if you like did not open one. A lot of my losses, actually my only loss I really had with this deck was when I didn't open this. Like, this deck really struggles if you don't have a Yummy. And I'll get into more of that soon. So that's my Yummy package after I show you my 1 minion and 1 surprise. I was main decking a Krookie to try it out, but it felt like in the main deck it wasn't where it needed to be. And you only need 1 surprise because you can infinitely recycle it with Mao. Mao is just so fantastic, being able to get infinite access to this and minion. So what is that, an 11 card Yummy package? Next is the Mitsu cards. So I actually play a pretty small Mitsu package. I play 3 Habakiri, 1 Mirakumo, and 1 Saji. These are all the monsters. I don't know if I profiled this earlier, but I actually did have a list where I was playing like the bigger extended package, which has been doing pretty well at bigger events. But every time I played that deck, it just felt like I was bricking, and it felt more like a Mitsu deck, which I'm not against, right? I love Mitsu. I would love to play a bigger Mitsu package, but the issue is that the other cards don't have the best synergy with Yummy, where this is the only one that has a real Yummy synergy, where if you normal summon it, you turn into Almirage and are able to like go off and play. Everything else just feels like you're playing 2 different decks at once, and I don't know if I agree with that deck building. I know a lot of people have been doing well with it. It was just something that I didn't really like. I also don't really like Futsu. Futsu felt like a little bit win more. Like, when you end on it, it felt like you won the game. But then, like, you're not playing Yummy Mitsu. You're just playing, like, the Mitsu pile. And then if you have a Yummy card, you're winning. And I don't like building decks that way. Like, if I can play, like, a broken deck, I'd just be playing Mitsu. Or I'd just be playing Yummy. Like, it didn't make sense to make it work that way, in my opinion. But what do I know? But this is how I like to play it with my monsters. Next are the spells. These are the cards that like break Mitsu. Like, it's basically just playing like a free branded fusion. 3 prayers, 1 ritual, triple pre-prep, 1 mirror, and 1 purification. Purification in main deck actually came up a lot. Just being able to get a free no felt very good. And if you see in your hand and you don't really have a line that can get to anything, it's like a free pitch. Same thing with mirror. Like, just having the free pitch off of the Cupsy Yummy way feels very nice. Of course, Branded Fusion's crazy, and then prayers be able to get you into your package or not. There's a lot of really cool sequencing you can do too with these 2 cards, especially with Ritual. Just being able to just play around whatever you want feels very good. But again, because the package is so small, you can't really win the game off of just the Mitsu cards, which I think is the issue with playing the smaller package. And you don't really get to Zombie Vampire as consistently as the other version. However, I don't think it matters because when you cut the bricks, the deck just feels like it can play more often. And I think that's a better like drawback. Like being able to play more with like a little bit of the same ceiling, I think is all you need. And that is all the Mitsu cards. Nothing I would really change there. Maybe I could like try this again, or maybe play like a second ritual, because being able to open up Mirakumo Ritual is really broken. Like that's the one thing that breaks this deck, is like if you specifically see a Yummy plus some Mitsu and a Ritual is very good, but the other version also just dies to draw a little more in my opinion. And just like whenever I got drawed, it was like, oh, I'm fine. Next are the hand traps. The hand trap ratios, I will say, are a little weird. They're like last second. I want to try stuff out, and I'll explain it as we go on. You can agree with it, you can disagree with it, but I thought this was a very good approach to take. So I specifically wanted to play 14 hand traps, just because I don't think hand traps are the most important, especially since I'm playing two very powerful engines. But I wanted to see at least like a 50% chance to see two. So I'm playing 14. So I'm playing triple Fua, triple Ash, triple Imperm. These are the hand traps I thought were like the best. So Fua is able to just like hit like anything right now. Like you can usually get like a Pot of Greed off of Draco Tail. You can usually get 2 or 3 draws off of Yummy. And everything else, like this card will always be alive. Ash is okay, but it stops the opponent's Fua, so it's very good. And Imperm just has like the widest use. I know that's really surprising. Not a lot of people have been main decking this card, but I think specifically in this deck, being able to turn off your opponent's Ripper is very useful. Next are all 2 of and 1 of hand traps. So I'm playing 2 of Ghost Bell and 2 of Droll. So the reason why you're playing 2 of these is because these cards aren't always applicable into every matchup, but they're nice to see, right? So like, it gives you like a 5 chance to see like 1 or 2 of these, which I think is 5, right? So you'll always see like a pairing instead of seeing like multiples is the same. Especially with Fua, I actually kind of like the 2 Droll in main deck, especially when you're running into decks like Draco Tail, where this card isn't very good, but this card is good. It doesn't really give you like the best chance against certain decks, but like into a wider field, I think this felt very nice. And this is a crazy one. I was playing the 1 of Effect Veiler. People were not expecting this card. Being able to normal summon it, turning it into Almirage did come up. Being able to just have a different named hand trap that you can draw off of Bufalos felt very good. I don't know if I would keep this as this card in the future. I just needed a 40th card, so I threw in Effect Veiler over a different hand trap. This could have been a 3rd Droll. This could have been a 3rd Bell. This could have been a triple Tech Talents, especially since my 15th non-engine card was a Called by the Grave. But as I said, I wanted a 15th hand trap and I wanted varied names. Well, 14th hand trap, I wanted varied names. So the 1 of Veiler felt very good. It just gives me a higher chance of seeing like a 3rd different hand trap. And yeah, that is 40 cards. Felt very good, felt very consistent. The only loss I've had with this deck over the past week was when game 1, I saw all Mitsu cards. Game 2, I saw all Mitsu cards again. Going first, they draw me. I call by the grave their draw, and then they draw me again. And that was very nice. Next, let's go into the extra deck. So a lot of the choices in here were not made because of I wanted them to be made, but because out of necessity, I didn't have certain cards at the time, but I also want to try out different things. So we can talk about them here as well, what I would change. So I was playing 2 Snatchy. This actually, I don't think I would change in the future. This felt fine. The 3rd Snatchy almost never came up, and when they did, I just felt like there were better ways where if I played better, it would just never come up. Low-key, I don't think I'd change this in the future for this deck. Like, this felt fine. 1 Link Spider, this came up all the time. 1 Almirage, again, this comes up all the time. Like, I think these 2 are kind of necessary right now. Like, I can see you, like, cutting out this for, like, the Snatchy. But, again, this was useful. 1 Gravity Controller, being able to turn, like, an extra deck monster into this came up a lot. Then IP and SP. Yeah, IP actually had another target, which is Gorgon. being able to use Gorgon in different ways felt very useful. Like I was playing against a White Forest player and I was able to Gorgon hit their guys. And they're like, huh. They're like, oh, I could have played around that. Like, no, you couldn't, because I can just summon it to the other zone. Like, this could hit all, like, 5 zones. Like, oh, yeah, you're right. It's just an IP into an imperm. Like, very, very good. I was sleeping on this card for so long, I don't know why I didn't play this. Now on to the, I'll just throw off the 1XZ Zombie Vampire. If you don't know, you turn 2 Mitsus into Zombie Vampire into the extra monster zone. And then you mill 4 from both. And if you hit either a 1 or a Yummy, you have full combo. Next are all the synchros. 1 Lollipop. I was doing a combo where I was summoning Lollipop first. I'll talk about it a little bit when I get to the card, but this was the MVP. 1 Cupsy. Cupsy felt fantastic. Best name. And Cookie. I was actually talking to some people where this card just like never came up, because half the time when this card would come up, my opponent would like scoop before I could even go to it. But this card is very good into like matchups like K9 that have been getting very popular, or the Mirror. This is a card I don't know how I felt about. So this should be Samsara Cat, right? Like I just did not have access to it that day. I have one. I think I've shown them off in different deck profiles, and I have used that card at events in the past. However, my issue is that I did not have it on me. So I played this card just because it kind of felt the same niche. I wasn't able to recycle my Herald though, which came up with a different card I'll show. And that came up a lot. But also this being able to print an extra body to go for game, just by like getting an extra light beast on the field so I can like swing. Did come up some. This is probably the first card to be cut. I'm gonna be so real with you. Herald of Arclight. Again, Sorrow Cat lets this card be like so much better, but card's really crazy. Searches you into your Mitsu stuff. And the card that lets everything happen is Starham. This was something I did not expect to be as good as it was. So I know some people in the European region would go into Starham, go into Herald, and then do some like Dugara shenanigans. Because of like the head judge here, I didn't really know the full Dugara setup, and I didn't know it in time to start like playing at events. And I know the judge here did not rule the same way, where you can't bring off of the Dugara as like someone back. So you'd have to draw, and I don't know how that would mess with the combo. So I was using Starham, set up Herald, right, in the extra monster zone, and then start searching with Cupsy. So what you do is you go into Lollipop first. Lollipop bring back 2 guys, go into Starham, get another name, go into this, do whatever. And that was really good, right? Like there was, again, against the White Forest player, shout out Dan. I was able to set up Herald and then do all my Yummy searches, which a lot of people don't really expect to be that good. But the one thing I've kind of learned about Yummy recently is that Droll does kind of mess with Yummy in ways where like it does feel like it's easier for them to kill you after they Droll you, and I don't really like that. So I wanted to like be able to secure that I live. And after I sent Herald away to go into Gravity Controller, and I searched Habakiri, they Drolled me after I already searched like 3 times. They're like, yeah, that was really good. And then I could just hold the Habakiri for next turn and then like set my surprise, have full Yummy setup, and have follow-up for next turn. It was very, very good. So even though I didn't have the full Mitsu combo, I still was able to have full Yummy so they couldn't kill me and I can like crack back, which did happen a lot. It did happen a lot that turn 1 was just Yummy and survive, and then turn 2 was just Mitsu kill. So maybe if there was a better way, I could like fix that combo to make sure I can like do everything thoroughly. But yes, this card was an MVP. I would not take it out. And onto the side deck. 3 Perulia, 3 Meows. You got to play them. There's so many combo decks right now. You just want to like be able to throw all of these at them and just say you're not playing. Like, please pass to me and I can like kill you. 3 Retzi. Retzi is fantastic. Just being able to just flood out Dracotail a little bit, even though they do have ways to play around this. But being able to keep it on field is fantastic. right? Like just planning it, again, saying set up everything. You're not being able to set up your full board and they half board you. They're dead. It's fine. Triple Nib. Everyone plays into this card now. This card is crazy. I don't know how real this card is going to be for future events, but for me, this card was just like, you nib them and then you play a Yummy and then they die. The third Droll, this comes in for the Mirror. This came in for K9. There was a lot of like random decks where Droll came in for. And then two other going first cards were Anti-Spell and a Krookie. A Krookie usually just came in for matchups where it's like you wanted to make sure that you can just start popping their stuff, like Draco Tail for Vanquish Soul, for everything and everything. Like, these cards are just fantastic, like especially this being able to hit your loose cons. And that should be everything. This deck felt fantastic. Not a lot I would change, by the way. Like, I might try out the bigger package again, but I did like how refined this felt. Like, it felt like I had more control over what I wanted to do, a lot less linear than the versions before. There were just a lot of lines I could take, and it felt like there was a lot more skill expression. And what I liked about Yu-Gi-Oh! Before was all its skill expression, and it felt like this finally let me just, like, have more choice in what I did. And if you like playstyles like that, I would highly suggest this version of the deck. I would try Starham again. I would probably change some things in the extra deck, though. If I end up doing better with this deck in the future, I'll post feature lists. But, yeah. Thank you guys for watching. If you want to hear more about the list or combos, let me know in the comment section down below. I'd love to make like a little, like, not a master class, but like a combo tutorial video on this deck. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Peace.